Don't say Betty Blue, don't say Betty Blue, don't say Betty Blue, for God's sake, don't say Betty Blue. Hi everybody, it's Richard here again, and welcome to my entry into Beth at REDRUM Records I Love the 80's contest. Now, I did love the 80's because I grew up in them. I was 14 in February of 1980, so the majority of my teenage years and early 20 years were in the 1980s. I did love them, but the second half, music wise, I didn't love as much. But overall, I have to say I still love the 80's. So Beth has asked a few questions here, and the first one is name at least 3 films, or actually show at least 3 films, movies from the 1980s. Well, I cannot show or share any because I don't have any. I may have actually out in the garage, but I didn't really buy that many 80s movies, so I'm just actually going on memory. And I'm going to briefly talk about 5 that I liked. The first one, National Lampoon's Vacation, I thought was absolutely hilarious with Chevy Chase. Second one, Rocky IV, loved it, went and saw it in the cinema, absolutely loved it, got really into it, started shouting and yo-hoing whenever Rocky managed to knock down Dolph Lundgren. I can't remember his character name. The third one scared the life out of me at the time, and it was Nightmare on Elm Street. I'd never seen anything like the girl being dragged across the ceiling before, and it was rather disturbing. And the fourth one was rather disturbing as well, but it was more psychologically disturbing, and that was The Shining with Jack Nicholson. But the fifth one, and the final one I'm going to mention, is a Scottish film from 1981 called Gregory's Girl, and it features John Gordon Sinclair, along with Claire Grogan from Altered Images, and I can't remember the name of the other girl, so I can't, but it was actually really funny. It was a coming of age movie and it was hilarious. So those are the 5 movies. And the second question is to show 3 of your favourite songs or albums from the 1980s. I thought I would chop this about a little bit and show 6 of my favourite songs from soundtracks from the 1980s, because I know Beth is a huge soundtrack fan. So I don't have that many soundtracks from the 80s, and I'm not going to show any David Bowie either. And the first one up is Together in Electric Dreams by Phil Oakey and Georgia Moroder. It's a classic single from 1984, loved it then, remember it so well in the charts, love it now. This is actually a really good album. There's a couple of really good Jeff Lynne songs off this, like Video and Let It Run. So that's the first one. The second one is more a piece of music rather than a song, there's no words. And it's the title for Chariots of Fire from Vangelis, which is absolutely magnificent piece of music. Absolutely love it. So Vangelis, Chariots of Fire. The third one, and it's Madonna, and it's the film I actually did quite like, and it's Who's That Girl, and it's the title track. And to me, this is the forgotten Madonna single. Doesn't get on any of the compilations. It might have got on that Celebration one from 2008, I'm not sure, but it didn't get on the Immaculate Collection. Always loved it, loved the video. The album's not so great, but yeah, causing the commotions on this as well, as is The Look of Love. And the next one is Some Kind of Wonderful, and the track I am picking is the cover version of Can't Help Falling in Love by Lick the Tins, which I adore. I love so much, and it took me ages to get it. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. Loads of fiddles. It's like very Irishy, and it is one of my favourite cover versions of all time. I absolutely adore it. I was nearly going to put this film in for my favourite films, because I remember really fancying the wee blonde one. Kind of fancy the other one now, but anyway, yeah, Some Kind of Wonderful, good film, but I love Can't Help Falling in Love by Lick the Tins. Ended up buying their CD as well, which wasn't bad. Next one up, and it's Metropolis, and I bought this solely very cheap a few years after it was released for the Adamant song What's Going On, because I'm a huge Adamant fan. Was not overly impressed with that, but the good thing is that this features Freddie Mercury's Love Kills, which I think is a really, really good song. Yes, brilliant. So Metropolis. And the last one is Flashdance, and yes, I do like this album, and the song I'm picking is Lady, 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 which I absolutely love. Yes, I know it is very schmaltzy, it is very, very, very sickly sweet, but I adore it. And they used this in the 1990s over here in an ad to try and cut down the sectarianism and the bombing and the shooting in Northern Ireland. And I remember thinking, I know that song, where do I know that from? And it took me years to find it, well, until I actually got the internet, and then I was able to get it. So Lady, Lady, Lady. I could have chosen Flashdance, the title track, or even Maniac, but no, I'm going for the Three Ladies. And so my trivia question is, in the UK there was only 4 artists or bands or acts that managed to get 4 #1 albums. 4 different albums, so an album got to #1, then it got to #1 3 weeks later, doesn't count, but there's only 4. Name those 4. They had 4 albums, 4 different albums that got to #1 in the 1980s, and there's only 4 acts that did that. So anyway, yeah, enjoyed the contest. I wasn't going to do this because I don't have the videos, and I thought, well, what the heck, I'll do it anyway. And I'll just talk about 5 films, and I had to Google, I had to look to see what was released in the 80s and what I actually liked and what I remembered. And so yeah, fun contest again from Beth. So that's me for now, and I'm going to put the link to Beth's channel below. The usual, subscribe. Best voice on the VC, by the way, best voice. Anyway, that's me for now. All the best. Bye bye.